What is up, y'all? It's your girl Nick Robinson back at it again, and today we're going to talk about the Basketball Wives season 12, episode 2. So let's get right into it. We see Evelyn and Brandy. They're cool after the Friendsgiving, so they are working out, just hanging out. And we also see where Brandy is on the phone with her ex Jason, and it's a weird dynamic because they're separated, not legally or anything like that, but they've been living apart. And I'm pretty sure she feels a little confused because, like, in her feelings, she's tired of this man cheating on her. She says he's cheated over 50 times. They've been together over 20 years. And she's just, who gonna stick around for that? Like, if someone's gonna keep cheating, unless you guys agree to like an open relationship or whatever, who gonna keep sticking around for that? Everybody gets tired after a while, and I understand that. But then he's on the phone talking about how he's proud of her, and you know, just I don't know, chit chatting like everything is good. I was how fast I would on with that phone. Like, boy, if you don't get off my phone playing in my face. That's how it goes sometimes though. If you allow someone, they will continue to like play all up in your face all the time and then just use words or gestures or whatever they've used in the past to draw you back in. And you're thinking, oh well, they finally get it. They finally understand that, hey, I'm here. I'm rolling with you. We've made it through the rough patch. Let's get to the other side of it. And really, they just want to keep you there for comfort because they know no matter what happens, you're always going to be there. They have you to lean on, etc. And the sad part about it is, it with people like that cheat and are just continuous cheaters all the time. They have their reasons why they want to hang on to you. You benefit them in some kind of way in their dynamic. They do have a kid together, so I'm thinking, to have easy access without fighting about the kid is one reason. I mean, I don't know, but my thing is this: if you are in that type of dynamic and you're sick of it, you don't have to play that game anymore. Just get off of the ride, period. So anyway, they have a meal. Evelyn and Brandy do, and they are. She said Evelyn said they're bonding over the Jennifer situation. Okay, so I get that they don't agree perhaps with Jennifer's decision to be with Christian, especially not what they're hearing about him and stuff like that. But I mean, it makes it sound like Evelyn is trying to be on the ends with the group and then have Jennifer on the outs because Jennifer isn't responding or doing the things that she feel like she wants Jennifer to do. It's interesting to me that she said that, she feels like Christian is, leading Jen and telling her what to do. And really, in the past, I felt like that's what Evelyn was doing with Jennifer. So are you upset that you're not the only influence or the main influence in her life right now? Like, I don't know. Because for me, if you were a concerned friend about your friend, this ain't the way to do it. Because if you don't really have a problem with her, just her being with Christian, then you'd be like, girl, it's not about busting her in front of the group. It's not about telling her, you need to tell your man to get that. Like, it's not about that. I would have went one-on-one and been like, girl, okay, listen, I ain't trying to fight with you. I know you've decided to be with this man, but I'm just asking you, do you truly know X, Y, and Z? And I think it would have been more well received if that was your intention. But, everybody ain't the same. We all know how Evelyn is. She's very strong. And like Jackie said, when Evelyn feels strong about something, she ain't going to let it go. She's not. We've seen that in the past. Jennifer, at this point, seems like she's not having it once again. So they're at an impasse, as they always seem to be in their relationship. So we see in the next scene, Ty and Ming, and they're discussing their dynamic. Like, they both end up in LA at the same time, and they feel like because they were in a relationship and they know each other and they run in the same circle, they got to figure out how they're going to interact with each other, right? So they sit down and have a talk. And, like, Ty, she shows up. Well, let me back up because Ty shows up and talk with Brandy and Evelyn. And this is Brandy's first time meeting Ty. Okay, and Evelyn already knew Ty. They met through social media. That's what she explained. So Ty's talking about her relationship with Ming and how they were supposed to do the whole get married, get a baby, and live happily ever after. But it just didn't work out that way. So, we about to come up on what happened with that. So we see Jackie and Ming. They're talking, and she invited Ming and Jennifer to come hiking with her in the park. Well, Ming shows up, and Ming was like, talking about the Friendsgiving and everything, and how she didn't expect it to go left so quickly. And then they get a FaceTime from Jennifer. Jennifer, when I saw that FaceTime coming in from her, I knew she wasn't coming. Because it's like, why are you FaceTiming if you're actually going to come? All right. So we see, of course, her husband is in the background. And they're talking about, how upset they are with what's going on in the group. So Christian says, hey, Jackie, I want to sit down and talk with you and Jennifer, etc. So they set that up. And then, they move on with their day. Okay. So, Jackie can see the writing on the wall. Jackie's like, listen, this man ready to fight. It's obvious because it's like if he wasn't ready to like fight for who he is and things like that, he wouldn't have even embarked upon the conversation. And Jackie realizes that, and she's like, oh man, this is about to be some mess. Okay, so then we see Chantel is having a photo shoot with her little baby Noah. He's so cute. He's like 1. And she invites Jackie to the photo shoot. Immediately, Chantel is annoyed because Jackie is trying to kind of like construct the shoot and tell Chantel what the baby should be wearing and trying to take her own pictures around the photographer. And, Chantel is like super annoyed with Jackie off of anything Jackie do. It seemed to me like they have a lot of just history that's just not good. And Chantel is at the point where she just annoyed by Jackie's presence, but she's trying. And I'm like, dang, I mean, Jackie was being a grandmother. Like a lot of times grandmothers, they come in, they want to see things go a certain way. They fawning all over the baby and stuff, So, I mean, I don't know. I don't see what Jackie did so wrong. But, when you already annoyed at somebody, if they breathe a certain way, you already annoyed with them. And it's just already just going to fan the flames of whatever you already feeling. They haven't gotten down to the root of whatever's going on with their mother-daughter dynamic. The fact that Jackie doesn't even know her son-in-law, has never met him. I mean, major, major deal. Has everybody else in the family, like, have her daddy met him? Have her siblings met him? Like, is everybody in the family aware of this man except Jackie? Like, Jackie knows that she's married to Daquan. She knows he's an NBA star, but that's all she knows. I mean, she don't know any more than we do at this point, it seems. And I'm like, dang, are things that bad? Is it that she didn't want her husband to meet her mom because it would change how he saw her? Like, what's the deal with that? I mean, to not even introduce the man to your mother that you had enough time to meet, get to know, date, and then marry. That says a lot about the relationship and where they are right now. So what I don't understand is if y'all are so at odds with each other, why are you on this show? How do you think coming on this show is going to help mend you guys' relationship? Help me understand it, y'all. I don't know. Because it seems to me like you would not want to play out the relationship in the public like this if it's so bad. That's my thoughts on it. I mean, I'm pretty sure outside of the show, you could spend time with your mom to try to get to a better place. That's my thing. I mean, I don't know Chantel like that. I'm not sure how this is going to go. It's not good. We see her venting to her brother Dougie about, their mom and everything like that. And they both seem to have a common thing where Jackie gets on their last nerve. And Evelyn was like, Jackie is special, so I couldn't even imagine being her child. Like, it's crazy. So, we're going to stay tuned and see what's happening with that. Okay, so Brandi, is speaking about the mess between Evelyn and Jennifer and how she's going to stay out of it for the sake of her relationship with Jennifer. She ain't trying to get in it. I don't blame her really because it's a fine line between trying to tell your friend, hey, I'm worried, to trying to like force your friend to do what you think they should do. And Brandi is aware of the line. It seems that Evelyn is not. Okay. So I can appreciate her trying to stay out of the mess and, not even engage too deep about it. She was talking about, her cookbook out and her seasonings, trying to get that off the ground. It just makes sense because at this point you have a cookbook. It only makes sense in this day and age to have a seasoning to, help your cookbook, help the recipes that's in your cookbook. So, okay, cool. So here we are. Ty and Ming, they meet up as friends, and they start talking about the course of their relationship. As it turns out, um, Ty Young is telling Ming that she and Drew Sidor had no physical, relationship. It was just, they talked on the phone a lot. So then, Ming pulled up the records and was like, okay, you talked to this girl 3,000 minutes a month for a month. That's 50 hours a month that you're talking to somebody. That's a lot of talking. Like Ming was saying, like that's an emotional attachment. It's emotional cheating. I don't care what you say. And Ty was like, I'm just trying to be a friend. She was going through some things, etc., etc., etc. So Drew Sidor has made her way onto this platform by way of Ty. And Ty trying to say that they didn't have anything going on. Do I believe it? I don't know. I mean, because it was enough for Raph to want to divorce her behind it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of hours. I mean, when you think about it, who got that kind of time to sit on the phone with somebody if you're married and the other person is in a committed relationship? What time do you have for your significant other? 50 hours a month on the phone is a lot. So anyway, Ty called Ming out about, this guy friend that she had and how, it eventually came out that she went on vacation with this man and they was in the same room and this, that, and the other. I mean, like, come on. That sounds like a getaway with your boo, a vacation. If y'all are friends, like, okay, I, have had male friends, right? I ain't going on no vacation, sharing a room with no male friend, unless it's some other stuff going on. Me personally, because when you go on a trip with somebody, it's kind of the expectation that there's going to be some funny business. Because why are you going out of town if it's not? You know what I mean? Like, you can go out of town with a true friend who you can just go see some things, experience some things with, etc., etc. You can't, and I get it that I don't know what her sexuality is. It doesn't really matter. It still just looks bad optic wise if you are going on a trip with somebody and your significant other asks you about that person and you lying about it. It just don't look good. The optics are bad. Okay, so they're trying to work through getting to a better place as friends. It sounds to me like Ty want to get back with Ming. It sounds to me like Ming is kind of leery about it. She don't know what she want to do yet. She just want to see how they are as friends. Okay, so now we are up to the part of Jackie meeting with Jen and Christian. So they sit down. They come in looking like superstars, of course, because Jennifer always is over the top of her attire, but she looks classy. She looks cute. Christian comes up with the little silk looking shirt. They look cute. Okay, so they come up and they sit down having some drinks or whatever, and Christian discusses and shows Jackie a text message about the interaction between Kiki and Christian. So he explained that his fee is $1,500 and that you still have to fund your own trades. Okay, so did she not understand that? She said she reached out. They talked about in the text message that Jackie read that they was going to talk more about what to do. But the text thread, it goes from talking about the trading to months later talking about, oh, I see you on Basketball Wives and this, that, and the other. And she talking about fighting a woman. And I'm like, were there some messages deleted? I'm just asking because if you are, like, if I done invested $1,500 in something, I'm going to be trying to follow up about it. Were there some messages deleted or something? Like, I don't know. I don't understand how the text jumped from the trading a couple of messages back and forth to more messages about him being on Basketball Wives with Jennifer. I don't understand that. So he said that the time frame of all of this happening with him and Kiki was like July 2023 or whatever. So it's been some time. The point of it is, it's been enough time that if there was truly a issue that you want to bring forward, you've had time to do it before the taping of this show. Okay, so that also leads us to believe that Evelyn, is digging, because that's what Jennifer said. Jennifer said Evelyn always digs, and we see evidence of that later on in the scene where, you know, Evelyn is like, you're not even married to him. That's what she was telling Brandi. Like, you're not even married to him anyway. Like, there's no marriage license. Girl, why are you so worried about whether they married or not? Like, I feel like, where did you look to see if there was a marriage license? Because you have to look in different places. If you pay attention, you have to know what state they married in legally and what county they married in legally to be able to then look up a marriage license. And it's like, why are you even doing that? Why are you investing so much time in whether or not she legally married to the man or not? Well, I don't know. I don't get it. It does not seem like the actions of a concerned friend. It seems like somebody trying to blow somebody's spot up more than anything. And that's what is coming off as to Jennifer as well. That's why she's being so defensive towards Evelyn and what she's saying. Okay. So, Brandi, let's see. Now Chantel, she reaches out to invite Evelyn to the event that she wants to have. Chantel wants them to get together and have a good time. So she's like, the Friendsgiving was a bust. She said this faux giving that my mama had, it just didn't happen well. So let's do something else. Let's get out. Let's have a good time. Let's just do something. So they go to a place that's kind of like Sky Zone. It looks like Sky Zone is like a trampoline park where you can do different things. So Evelyn decides that she wants to sit down and speak with, Chantel, because she feels like Chantel didn't really get a good, vibe off of who she really is, because she came there just to fight with Jennifer, it appears. So she wanted to kind of like have a sit down and talk with her, because as we know, Jackie and Evelyn have been fighting for years. So Chantel is like, of course I didn't come in with the best impression of Evelyn because of what she and my mom have been through. So she said, but Evelyn seems cool. So whatever. I feel like at this point, Chantel just ain't feeling Jackie, and whoever, is cool and perhaps maybe against her mom, she okay with it. Like, I don't think she would have a problem, because it's obvious that she just can't stand her mom. So, that's when, she, finds out that from Ming, because Ming is at this lunch too. Ming tells her that Jennifer says she's acting like a fan. And, Evelyn repeats that they're not even married for real. So here we are going into this event once again with trauma and drama and whatever else going on between Evelyn and Jennifer. I just wish they would just give it up. Hang it up. Y'all been friends, so-called friends, for 20 years. And we've been seeing y'all on TV for over 10 years. And we ain't seen no friendship hardly. Just let it go. Y'all ain't friends, bro. Y'all are not friends. Okay. At this point, y'all are not friends. I think y'all been on TV since 2012. We seen y'all now 2025. And every year there have seemed to be some issue. She done tried to fight Jennifer and everything. How are y'all friends? I don't know if a friendship can survive all of that. Okay, so let's see. This is what I found interesting. Evelyn is telling Ty that Brandi thought she was cute. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Because if you got somebody interested and this person that they're interested in has an ex in the same circle, what are y'all trying to do? It's messy. It's oh my God. Like, come on now. What is that supposed to do? Like, I don't know. We're going to see. But anyway, um, moving on. They have the event that Chantel throws, and they are having a good time. They split off into teams to do like some competitiveness, and it was a good time. So After that, they sit down to, just take a breather. And Jackie is like, well, there are some things that need to be discussed once again. And Chantel is like, do you have to do that right now? Like, we just had a good time. This was supposed to be like a breather from the drama. And here you go trying to talk about drama. We all know that Evelyn and Jennifer got a problem with each other. Why do you have to bring it up in this setting? That's her thing. Okay, so Jennifer gets into, what she said about Shanice being with a felon, and you want to toss around that my husband is a felon, this, that, and the other. So, I mean, but you ain't worrying about Shanice who had a baby with a felon. So then Evelyn goes off, of course, and she was like, oh, you need to stop talking about my daughter and who she's with before you won't be able to walk around the streets of LA. And I'm like, girl, why would you, oh God, why would you say that to her? Like, come on. And she was like, and your man, he's doing things to people now, currently, da 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 da. It's like, okay. Christian did agree that she need her $1,500 back. He did say that when he was sitting at the table with Jackie. He don't have a problem with the $1,500. I think it's more of a situation where, was he contacted about the $1,500 prior to? That's the question. That's the question. And, Kiki is saying that she tried to reach out to him and there was no response. But then when we look at the text thread, it's like you talking junk about, I guess, trying to fight Jennifer. Because, essentially, Kiki is Carl's cousin. Carl is Evelyn's second child, her son's father. So essentially, Evelyn is like family. So it only makes sense that Kiki would only be talking about fighting Jennifer for whatever reason. Is it because of whatever Jennifer and Evelyn was going through? Like, I don't know. So at the end of the day, they fighting over something that Jennifer Mann did that don't involve Evelyn, nor does it involve Jennifer. I mean, that's what we have, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much. And, she says she's come from a place of concern. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. It just feels like she's just trying to bust somebody out. Because honestly, what does she have going on? Like, is the whole season gonna be her riding Jennifer back? Because I don't want to see that. I ain't got time for that. What you got going on? We know your grandma, cool. But other than that, you got the little shop and everything. What else is going on? Because I ain't here for her and Jennifer going back and forth over the same mess. Especially if the man gonna pay the woman the money back. And that's what Jackie was saying. Jackie was like, if you go ahead and pay her the $1,500 back, it's done. Which he has agreed to do, which they didn't even get to do because, or they didn't get to discuss because Evelyn was like, oh, you're not even married to him. Stop saying it's your husband because you're not even married to him, And here we are. We back at the BS. So this season is going to be very interesting. I can see. We're laying the groundwork for a lot of different scenarios to take off. Somewhere down the line, it gets to a place where it's real ugly. It looks like Jackie and her daughter have a blow up. It looks like, Brittany and Evelyn have a blow up. Evelyn and Jen can't get it together. Perhaps Brandi is crushing on Ty when Ming and Ty over him trying to figure out what they gonna do. It's drama, of course, but it's Basketball Wives. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all, like, comment, subscribe, share all the good things. I appreciate every last one of you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.